Always wondered where all that weather information and airport maps come from? Well, hang around and in a moment I'll show you where to find them on Let's Fly VFR.
Hi YouTube, welcome to Let's Fly VFR. Hi, my name's Gunny.
Well, welcome everybody to Let's Fly VFR yet again. Today I wanted to take you through something that I thought many of you may find interesting. This is very much directed at my Australian viewers, but there will be equivalents whether you live in the US, Europe, Asia. There will be equivalents somewhere, and I'm sorry I don't know what those are, but for the Australian guys, I know there's quite a few of you out there, and girls if they're there. Air Services is a wealth of information. There's a lot here. This is all you need to go flying. Now, if you're only a nav pilot, and I'm not saying that in a negative way, because I've been doing a lot of nav flying in the simulator for such a while anyway. But it's something that might make your experience a little bit more realistic, if that's what you'd like to do. Now, with the pages I've got here, this is the introduction page. Now, you do have to register, but it doesn't cost you anything. There are things that you can go to. You've got an online store up here, and you can contact them if you need to. There's careers, flight briefings and stuff. I'm just going to go through these very, very lightly, shall we say, give you a bit of an idea of what's here. Other places you can go for information: BOM, Bureau of Meteorology. They also do weather for aviation, so you can do that and back up what you also find out here in Air Services. So, okay, that's the front page. That's just the introduction page, and and Jason Hartfield, Chief Executive Officer, welcoming you to Air Services. The next page I've got open here is the NAIPS page. Now, NAIPS is where you go to get all your briefings. You want to find what the weather's like, if there's anything going on at a particular airport. This is where you go. So if you wanted to go to a local area briefing, just say you're going to do some local flying from your local flying club, and for me it would normally be Gawler in South Australia, so I would go here. Just click on it, and you go, okay, what do I do now? Well, it helps if you know what your local area is. So let's just take a step forward to the area briefing. Here we go. So this is Area 50. So this covers quite a ways, and most of the flying, well, I think all the flying so far that I've done in X-Plane with you has just been within Area 50. So if you click on this, it will put a number in this box for you, and you can get obviously several reports for different areas. So you're going to have a bit of reading to do if you start adding that up. But you've got MET, or Meteorology, NOTAMs, Notice to Airmen. You're going to have Head Office NOTAMs, and you can include a whole lot of other things as well. So I challenge you to come have a look and discover what's here for you if you want to make your simming more realistic, or if you're considering becoming a real pilot, whether it be a sports pilot, whether you're considering doing some ultralight, Part 103 where you don't need an actual license and all the dramas to go with it, but you do still need to do training to be safe, etc. Come here and have a look around, and this will help you with all the information that you'll need. So let's have a look at this one. So if I was going to go flying from Gawler, and I would just click on this and I get 9500, but remember the 50. We need the 50 back here in location briefing. Okay, so we do that and we hit submit, and it's going to give us our wealth of weather information. Okay, briefing results for area 9500. Then you can print them out, have a good read, go through them, and there's more. We're going to go through a couple more little bits and pieces, but so area 50 tells you when it's valid from, and it's UTC, it's all Zulu times, and until it expires. Okay, that's all listed up the top here. And then you can go through and find Kingscote, where we were one flight back, if you happen to be following through on my navigation flights. And this will give you all the information about the weather. So we have all the things down here. I'm not going to go through them for now. I think that's time for another video. I just wanted to give you an introduction, show you where you can find the information. Okay, we've got Adelaide, Port Augusta, Edinburgh, which is the Air Force Base, Parafield, Renmark, and then Melbourne Centre, Kingscote. So there's a lot there. Loxton, so you can check the whole area out. One of the things you do need to know with these is some of the places that they give you where weather is passing can be just points in the ocean and linked up to a point somewhere on the land. So north of this area, this is going to happen, but south of that, something else is going to happen. So there's, I think there's a whole lesson on just reading these things properly. So I'm not going to touch on it now, but if you're familiar, good. If you're not, there's lots of information on the web pages out there simply describing or showing you what all these numbers mean. Okay? Really, it is pretty simple when you get down to it, but I'm not going to do that for right now. So let's go back to our location briefing. So here we can put in our number 50. So I'll just tap that in, and we're domestic only. Hit submit, and hopefully I'll put the right number and we get a report. There we go. So we're getting a local area briefing, and it's got lots of information going around. Okay, all through here again. If you want to find out more about. Here we are at another little piece of information I thought I would share with you as well. Maybe look at this before we go and have a look at BOM, Bureau of Meteorology. This is the Aviation Glide Ratio Index Calculator. This is a great little tool. You can put in all the obvious figures here. You need to know what glide ratio your aircraft has, but you can dial in here, and it will spit out the numbers for you, and it'll tell you how far you're going to glide from whatever altitude at whatever speed and all the rest of it. So there's just another little piece. You can see here it's www.csgnetwork.com/glider ratio. Let me do it again. csgnetwork.com/glide ratio calc.html. So hopefully you can see. And just continuing on, guys, I thought I would just jump over to the Bureau of Meteorology, or BOM as we all like to call it. So there's lots of information here. There's aviation warnings here, aerodrome warnings, tropical cyclones, aviation forecasts, and the myriad of forecasts that they have available, observations, volcanic ash if you happen to be flying jets and going past Bali or somewhere suitable. So there's a lot of stuff in here as well. So again, you can come through, have a look, click on the state that you're in, and you can start tracking down weather and what's going on. Radars down here, satellites, maps going on. So there's a lot of information here. So if you're planning longer flights and you need the weather, it's just a secondary place to come and have a look. Okay, so I think that's really all I wanted to show you. Just give you a taster of what's out there. The last thing you probably really need, and you do need it, I think, is the maps. So if you know a pilot, mate, he's going to have old maps lying around. And if you're just doing sim work, you're just flying around in your sim and having a great old time, as I do, then ask them if they've got any spare ones for the local area, anything they don't want. Because every 6 months they have to buy new ones regardless by law, so the old ones aren't any good to them. And I have that's what I've got, one of the old ones I was using. I even have some ones from America, when a friend of mine was over there flying, doing his license some years ago, and that is some years ago, so they're very, very old. But if you're just flying around, the information doesn't change hugely. So if you want to use your map, but we do see people like people on the internet these days, they're all using the iPads, and there's a number of companies around within Australia. There's one I can think of. I'm not going to mention them at the moment, but there are companies in Australia that also give you that ability if you're going real world flying, and I think there are apps out there that will do the same thing for you if you're just sim flying, that will give you that same feeling, and you can put those on your yoke if you happen to have a yoke or whatever you're doing. So I hope you found that helpful. And until next time, I hope you enjoy your sim flying. Hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I hope you enjoy your week. Until next time, have a really great time on Let's Fly VFR. Look forward to catching you all again real soon in the next video. Bye bye.